Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the full units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies then, fellas. Welcome to the Balking Dead, where there is no sleep for the wicked. We had a decent day yesterday going 2-1, but today is like K-Prop Christmas, as we've already cashed my only full unit bet. And this card may look like shit from afar with just 3 games to talk about, but we have all 6 pitchers in the black book, and there's some beautiful, beautiful spots to be getting in. So, you already know this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PUBSPORTS on your first deposit. They will match you up to 100, minimum of 25. And of course, guys, when you win, they want in. We've got another sponsor, Dubby. Not Doobie, Dubby, guys. A clean energy powder with no come down to your day. And by scanning the QR code on screen, you will get 10% off your first order simply by using the best promo code in the whole wide world. Pub Sports, that is. Shout out to the chat, guys. Appreciate you all for coming. Shout out to the best producer in the world, as he was pulling double duties, as he will drop his link in the chat later on today for the UFC just cracking off with freaking Kai Kara France freaking tomorrow, guys, or that's Saturday. So on Saturday, guys. So yeah, later on he'll drop it in and support the guy who supports all of you. I started to put in timestamps, guys, into the comment section after the show. At worst, I will always put in the recap with the timestamp. And at best, I will put in every pitcher that we do break down. There will be some days where I don't just get to that, but I will put in the recap for those that do have jobs and a life. All right. We will compare now the best lines available when they first open up to the best line available 30 minutes prior to this show. And then we'll compare them to what PrizePicks has to offer. So, yeah, another day in the black. Let's keep it going as I'm strapped up on this small card, and we wearing Trojans, baby. So let's talk Hunter Green, number 12 in the black book at the Red Sox. He has a 32.8 K percentage with a 9 walk percentage on the year. Opened him up on FanDuel, 7+ at plus 114, now at plus 122 on FanDuel, as well as the best line available. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6. That's fucking wonderful. Thank you very much, PrizePicks, and his earned runs over under are at 2.5. K per 9 this year, home 11.1, where he's on the road. He has a 14.2 K per 9. Lefties, he's been dominating with a 14.3 K per 9. Well, righties, he has an 11.4 K per 9. Now we get our boy Hunter Green, guys, versus these Red Sox, where over the past month and a half, guys, overs have gone to die, and that's why we do get plus money on Green here. And I get it. The Red Sox have been a no-fly zone for me, but over the last 2 weeks, they're starting to show their true colors. They're not walking. They're at a measly 6.1%. They're not hitting the ball. Middle of the pack on average and bottom 5 OPS and isolated power, well, they're striking out at a 24% clip. Well, that's what you don't want to be doing to Hunter Green. As last year, guys, in his rookie season, he figured something out in the second half of his season. And since that, he's only had 5 opportunities versus a team with a 24% K percentage or worse. He's 5-0 to the over 6.5. Fuck it, guys. He's 5-0 to the over 7.5 if they wanted to do that. Yeah. So if they wanted to play some hoe games, guys, I was still willing to go up and bet them. But because we get the Red Sox, guys, we've got wiggle room on wiggle room on wiggle room. Guys, this man is averaging 9.4 strikeouts a game when he's faced a team with a 24 strikeout percentage or worse. Well. Guess what the Red Sox are going to do, guys? They're projecting how many freaking lefties? Yeah, 6 lefties, 3 righties. That's what you don't want to fucking do versus Hunter Green, let alone the strikeout percentage, guys. We're going to get the lineup to boot. Career-wise, not even just looking at this year alone, he has had a 3 strikeouts more K per 9 versus the left-handed side with a cool 10.5 versus the right-handed side. So this man is in a spot to do damage with a lineup to match. Give me Hunter Green at that plus monies at that over 6.5, guys. I'm on Hunter Green, and I think this dude deals today. Now let's talk the other side of this matchup, and that's Chris Sale versus these Reds, number 76 in the black book. He has a 28% K percentage on the year with an elite 6 walk percentage. Open him up 7 plus minus 112 on FanDuel. The best line available now is on MGM at the minus 105 mark. 6.5 on PrizePicks, where his hits allowed under over 5 on PrizePicks. Projected lineup, I know it's out, but I got stoned and forgot to put the real lineup out, but it was 9 righties, 0 lefties. K per 9 this year. At home, he has an elite 12 K per 9, while on the road, 9.5. Lefties, he's striking out at a 13 K per 9, while righties, he's got a nice 10.1. Now, guys, we get Hunter Green on sale day. Oh, boy. And we get sale day after Paxton went out and punched out 8 Reds the night before, which tends to not be a good thing when you want to back a guy's strikeouts over. We look at the Reds' numbers, guys, over the last 200 plate appearances versus left-handed pitchers, which say they've been good, walking and striking out at league average and crushing the ball. Well, who have they seen in those plate appearances? Well, how about Braxton Garrett? He went 5 innings with 8 strikeouts, and they seen Jordan Montgomery, who did get hit hard. And I was on Monty that day, and the ump must have had an issue, or Jordan Montgomery must have fucked the ump's wife because he couldn't get a strike 3 call for the life of him that day. So, other than those 2 guys, they haven't faced a guy in my book, guys. They faced the Yankees. They missed Cortez. They faced the Cubs. They don't have a lefty I'd bet a K-prop over with. And same thing with the Rockies, guys. That's who they've seen in these plate appearances. So, what I'm getting at is I think their numbers are a little faulty, and they've been beaten up on mediocre to bottom end pitching. Now, this is Christopher Allen Sale, not just any lefties, fellas. And I know Paxton went out and gave him an 8-piece last night, and that's not what we want to see when running the same side pitcher versus the same team. But history repeats itself in sports more often than not, fellas. And I was able to go back and check when was the last time Paxton dominated a team, because obviously Chris Sale follows him. And that day was the St. Louis Cardinals when he went out there and struck out 9 in 5 innings. And Chris Sale followed it up the next day with a nice 10-piece mixed strider, guys. So what I'm getting at is Paxton going off doesn't hurt Sale going off, guys. So I am on Christopher Allen Sale on this sale day of June 1st, on this Christmas in June, at that minus 112 mark. We got 50 live, 21 likes, guys. I'm dumping freaking nuggets. I'm dumping winners. Smash the damn like button if you haven't. I don't ask for much, guys. I do ask for that. Let's talk about another guy who's in another beautiful spot. Beautiful, baby. Yeah. Number 86 in the black book, Tanner Bybee at the Twins. This year he's got a 25% K percentage and a 6.6 walk percentage. Open him up on FanDuel at that 5 plus minus 132. He is now at minus 128 on FanDuel as the best line out. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas earned runs on PrizePicks are under over 2.5. Projected lineup today for your Twins, 5 righties, 4 lefties. Not enough K per 9 to split up his home road, guys, but he does have a 9.7 versus the left-handed side and an 8.1 K per 9 versus the right-handed side. Now we get one of our young studs, guys, versus a Twins team by the numbers that say, go, go, gadget K-prop, guys. The only good thing they are doing is walking at a nice 10%, but they're middle of the pack to 22nd in all hitting categories and striking out at a godly 32.7%. Well, that's a nice walk percentage, except Tanner Bybee don't walk people, as you see by that beautiful 6.6% next to his name. And Bybee has had 2 games this year versus teams with a K percentage of 24 or worse, with 2 different outcomes. He went 5.2 innings with 8 strikeouts versus the Rockies, and then he played Detroit on May 8th, where he had the worst game to date, only going 3.2 innings, giving up 4 earned runs, and only striking out 2 that day. Well, we've talked about the Tigers this month and how the Bedard factor has come to take effect. And it seems like it started in the beginning of May when the overs on K-prop started to die versus these Tigers, when the only pitcher I tracked the last month to hit his over was Shane freaking Bieber, which happens to be the only time he's cashed his K-prop all year. So I'm not going to put too much into that start, guys, with the Tigers who we've come to see what they are, and that is a death trap to over to the righties, guys, as we've talked about it, guys. They used to be a gold mine, not so much, as the unicorn Michael Bedard, a 28-year-old hitting coach, has changed the face of the Tigers, guys. So I'm not going to put too much into the time he didn't get whacked by the Tigers, because as we see what the Tigers have come since they've whopped on Bybee, they've become one of those teams you don't want to fuck with right now. So that's crazy to say that about the Tigers, right? Well, I'm also talking about K-prop, so take that in mind. So I am on Tanner Bybee, guys. Give him to me, 5.5 minus 132. And I wouldn't hate those that do ladder to ladder this man in this spot. Yes, they're walking at a nice 10%, but guess what? So was the motherfucking team last week. They were walking at 11.3, and he went out and put 9 on them, and they didn't have a strikeout percentage to boot. So this is a great spot for Tanner Bybee, guys, and I wouldn't expect nothing but dominance for him here. Give me the over 5.5, please, and thank you. Now let's talk the other side. We've got 50 live, not even 50 likes, guys. I'm dumping nuggets of information with these eggs are winning today. It's freaking Christmas in June. Smash the like as I talk the old Pablo Escobar, Pablo Lopez. Number 35 in the black book, Pablo Lopez at the Cardinals. This year he's got a 30% K percentage and a nice 7.4 walk percentage. Opening line on MGM is 5+ minus 150. He's still the same on MGM, or he's 6+ at the plus 120 mark on FanDuel. Hits allowed under over 5.5 on PrizePicks, where his strikeouts are at a 5. Projected lineup for your Cards is 6 lefties, 3 righties. K per 9 this year. It's been the same home road. He's got a nice 11 K per 9 each way. Where lefties, he has a 9.8 K per 9 and an 8.9 versus the right-handed side. Career-wise, though, it has flipped, guys, and I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the year if he is striking out righties better than lefties. Now we get Pablo Lopez, guys, in a tale of 2 stories. And what I mean by that is we got 2 things clashing up against each other. One saying over, the other saying under, and that's why we get a janky line to boot. Well, I get the line, and that's why we have 2 things begging heads up and this man's K-prop today. We have a team by the numbers who's crushing the ball, but yet also striking out at a 25% clip. And the team who looks to be very analytical when it comes to them projecting 6 left-handed bats in the lineup. As like I said, over the past few seasons, he has dominated righties, striking them out at a way better clip than lefties. So, what favors Pablo here? He's at home and versus a team who does have a bad K percentage. The bad news is, like I said, the Cardinals are projecting 6 left-handed bats, where, yes, this year his splits are better, but they do fall off career-wise versus that side. So at the end of the day, the Cubs tried to do this with Taj Gibson the other day when they loaded up left-handed bats. They think it's an anomaly that he's striking out lefties when in his whole career, he's always struck out righties better than lefties. And in baseball, more often than not, guys, it does come back to what you normally are. So would not be surprised to see that much lefties in the lineup today. Now, the other negative for Pablo here is isolated power numbers. And the Cardinals bring into this a stupid 240 isolated power. Great is 170, fellas. 240 is out of this world. And since last year, when Pablo's seen a team hitting the ball out of this world, he's 6-7 to the over 5.5. But if we take him down to the juice 4.5, guys, Pablo is 10-3 to the over that, including 2 games versus these Cardinals last year, when one of them said hell no, as the Cardinals were only striking out at a 19% clip. And Pablo went and Escobar'd them, guys. He went and sprinkled 9 strikeouts on them in 7 innings of work. He also seen them later on in the year when the numbers said no, when the strikeout numbers said yes, and they were smashing the ball. Pablo went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, but he did hit that 5 strikeouts, guys. So this is one that's simple to me. If you're going to play Pablo here, you got to pay the juice, as he has an almost 80% win percentage to the 4.5 versus these teams who do crush the ball, compared to a losing win percentage when we get into the 5.5, guys. So I'm going to stay off Pablo here. I think he hits it while getting the shit kicked out of him. And I do not like to be involved in those, because you can get pulled that one batter too short. So Pablo can go out and do what Pablo's done, though, guys. To me, it's still over or nothing, as he does have really good past history versus this team, even when the numbers did say no. So wouldn't be surprised if Pablo goes out and hits it, like I said. But then again, I think he can get hit hard. So I want to dodge that bullet personal. Now, we get into a matchup, guys, where we've got something going on here, guys. And man, if somebody thinks they can figure it out, maybe they can help me. But we got to talk Reed Detmers and Framber Valdez, and why the fuck were the books giving out 5.5s and an even bettable 6.5 on Framber Valdez? Now, we're going to get into him after Reed Detmers, guys. But at the end of the day, they don't give out free money. So we just need to be careful with the way we attack. Number 69 in the black book, Reed Detmers at the Astros. This year, he has a nice 28.4 K percentage and a 9.3 walk percentage. They opened him up on FanDuel at 6+ plus 126. The best line available is 6+ at plus 115 on MGM. PrizePicks has him at a flat 5, whereas pitching outs under over are at a 16.5. And after the breakdown, guys, I really think that might be a sneaky little play on Reed Detmers today. Projected lineup for your Stros: 7 righties, 2 lefties. K per 9 this year. He's got a 12.4 K per 9 at home. He is on the road, where he has a 10.2. He's been striking out lefties and righties. He's got a nice 10 K per 9 versus the left-handed side, and a 12 K per 9 versus the right-handed side. And they are projected like they normally do, and that's running out a bunch of righties. That's just what the Astros do. Now we got, guys, a spot where the numbers say no, and Sharpie wants to go. It's not always works out right, guys. That's why I got to give you the fair warning when the numbers say no, and Sharpie's going to buck the system here, guys. So let me explain it to you. Astros numbers say, get the fuck out of here, Sharpie, as they're not striking out, and they're crushing the dog piss out of the baseball over their last 200 plate appearances versus left-handed pitchers. But they're also not walking at a measly 6.5%. And at times that can be his bugaboo. And that bugaboo meaning for our boy Reed Detmers. So why you want in, Sharpie? Why you want in? Well, let's look at past history, guys. In this matchup where he faced the Astros 3 times last year, the very first start of the year with no numbers and on a pitch count due to short spring training. Last year he went 4 innings, 3 strikeouts in that 4 innings of frame. Then he faced them when they were crushing the ball yet again, and they were striking out at a 23.5% clip, and Detmers went out 6 innings with 6 strikeouts. Then he faced them as the Astros are the Astros, when the numbers said hell motherfucking no, as they have pretty much throughout their whole career, short career of all this lineup. They've been together about 4 or 5 years now. You just don't run lefty K props often versus this team and are successful. Well, Detmers went out there, 4.1 innings. He got shelled, but he hit that 6 strikeout mark, guys. Well, like I said, being taken to the woodshed. Well, once again, guys, the numbers say hell no. But they did last year as well. And we all know Detmers isn't Detmers from last year. Not saying he's a fucking stud. On the contrary, my friend, guys, he just added 3 miles per hour to every pitch, which you can tell has jumped his K percentage up a whopping 6% from where it was last year, guys. And when Detmers is on, he is a ground ball machine. He gets a 2-to-1 ground ball ratio when Detmers is being Detmers. And we've talked about how Houston and what they do to their infield, guys. I've talked about it. If you watch the games, they're fucking dirt. It looks like mud. It's dark brown, guys. At the end of the day, it helps the ground ball slow down. And in 3 of those games last year, Detmers faced this Astros team. It was never in Houston. They were all in Anaheim, guys. So a guy who likes to get ground balls when he's on, a guy with a nice strikeout percentage, and going up versus a team that he has good history versus as a guy that he isn't today, guys. Reed Detmers is not the guy from last year. He's added, like I said, every pitch has an extra 3 mile per hour plus on it. That makes it spin that much more. That much makes it break that much more. And yeah, he eventually gets shelled like third time through the lineup, guys. But I expect him to go out there and actually have a decent day today, guys, which is crazy to say versus an Astros team who hits the dog piss out of the baseball. Now let's talk, guys, about the freaking bet that everybody and their mother has probably betted, or at least if you've watched this show, you know no such thing as free money. Framer Valdez, guys.
Hey, he's off the slate.
Oh, they took him off the slate? Great, guys. That's why, guys, they were playing hoe games, guys. So hopefully we get Framer Valdez tomorrow at the regular 7.5 where he fucking belongs. They obviously knew he was going to be on a pitch count today, and they were baiting the shit out of people, guys. They put it out there knowing he was going to be on a pitch count, and I couldn't figure it out, so I didn't get involved. I told people just stay the fuck away. We talked about it yesterday with Brown, and this is going to be the first time of the year they're going to ask these Astros pitchers to go on regular rest, guys. This is a team who's ran a 6-man rotation for the majority of the last 2.5 seasons. So they were going to have to call somebody up like they must have done today, guys, or they were going to have to run these guys on no rest. They don't have a break today. They don't have a break Monday. And I didn't check Thursday, guys, but I do watch a lot of these Astros games because I tend to bet their pitchers. So definitely knew this was coming. And yes, it kept me off Brown yesterday. And Brown went out and dealt, guys. Like I said, it was over or nothing, guys. But they were going to play hoe games with Valdez, obviously, guys. So obviously we're going to get Valdez tomorrow on normal rest. We're going to get Valdez tomorrow at that 7.5 where he belongs. And then we can get to work where work needs to be done. So glad I didn't have to go into the breakdown. We get to save Framer for tomorrow, which is, man, Christmas is going to have an extra day. That means Kwanzaa, bitches! So appreciate the 50 plus live on a moving day. Smash the like if you have it. And if you're just tuning in for the reclap, because we clapping them cheeks today, fellas. Smash that like button. It does help the algorithms more than you know. Today on the Balking Dead moving day, it did seem like a weak card. But on the contrary, my friend, au contraire, wait. 3 games in all, 6 pitchers were in the black book till Framer Valdez got scratched. And we've got action on 4 of them, guys. And 3 of them say go with the numbers. 1 of them I'm going to bucket by the numbers. I should let you know beforehand if I am bucking the system. That way, for those who are tailing me, don't get involved in some of the madness that I like to do. First game up, guys, I got a bet in both sides. We're taking the 6.5 each way on the green at plus money and the sale at minus 112 in that Red Sox and Reds matchup. Then we get in, guys, to another good matchup for our boy Tanner Bybee, and I'm on the over 5.5 at minus 132. And I did pass on Pablo Lopez, but check the breakdown down. Check it out if you do want to get on Pablo, as you do want to hear that. Then, guys, like I said, they scratched Framer Valdez, and they were playing some games with him, so that's great that we're going to get him on normal day rest, and we will see a 7.5 tomorrow. What I did do, guys, is take a half-unit shot on Detmers over 5.5 at plus 115. The numbers say no here, guys. Have to give you that type of heads up. So at the end of the day, I've got 3 straight bets and a half unit bet, and we gonna clap them cheeks, guys. So let's keep Christmas rolling in June as the money's coming in. Beautiful spots for our guys. Beautiful spots, beautiful lineups. Woo! Like Ric Flair, guys. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we're now going to add in timestamps for those who are busy and have a life. At worst, I will always put in the recap with the bets. At best, I will put in a timestamp on all the pitchers. I do appreciate you all for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on earth, the Balking Dead, guys, on what seems like a crappy afternoon day of baseball, but it's not, guys, because we got action on action on action on this Christmas night in June. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PUBSports, get a match deposit of $100, minimum of $25 on your first deposit by using that best promo code in the whole wide world. That's PUBSports, that is. Until next time on Sharpie's Bets, this show is produced by Big Show Picks and on Pub Sports Radio. Don't forget, guys, he is going to put that link in the chat. Billy Briz, MMA Locker Room, and my guy, your guy, Big Show Picks, has a backyard talk on the MMA fights every week. They talk more than MMA. They talk boxing. They talk a little bit of everything, guys. So shoot the shit. Help your boys. Smash that like when you're on over there and give them a couple views. And until next time, guys, some say we be pubbing. I say, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a strikeout New Year.
Keep firing, assholes!